Yes.
Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Charlie G, and today we're interviewing the boy Mal. Mal got a bunch of good music out here on SoundCloud. What was the latest mixtape you dropped? That's the Flamingo Kid?
Correct, sir.
I like it, man. That was good stuff. Alrighty, so we're going to start with a simple question, very basic. Bro, how did you come up with the name Mal?
It's honestly just the last three letters of my name, and I ran with it like that because there's other things like in play when I wanted to pick a stage name, like my pet name. I'm not gonna say it. Actually, I can't say it. It's the name of my new EP. It's Noodles. But I guess my name just fit well. You know, those last three letters. And I also always appreciated like Sade and Prince and how they just ran with one name.
That one name?
You know what I mean? So.
That's tight, bro. That's tight. So, just tell me, bro, what actually made you want to make music? You got a bunch of different vibes going on. I like your music. What made you get into it?
I could honestly say it was probably my dad, man. Like that's the where it comes from, I guess, for sure. Like he was the guy that was always playing music at 7 o'clock in the morning until like the wee hours in the morning. You know, he had his turntables, you know, all of his like crates with all of his you know, his vinyls and stuff. And it was just like Lauryn Hill and classics, bro. Like I could say like the Drifters and you know, for sure Bob Marley, Fugees. So, you know, a lot of Michael Jackson. So I love Lauren, I love Michael. You know what I mean? So those are probably two of the big ones. You know.
Right, I feel you. So, who would you like? You would say that your family is basically your inspiration for why you make this music.
No, I wouldn't even say that. I kind of was thinking about that today, man. It's like the way my music works, it's not so, you know, I guess, acceptable for my family at this point. You know what I mean? Just, I guess, the lyric, I guess it wouldn't be something that I'm proud to bring to them. You know what I mean? It's really for me and, you know, anybody that, you know, is my age and of my culture that really needs to hear it. Because for me to play that music for my grandmother or my father, you know, it's not influenced by them. But I feel like in time, once they see the money coming in, they see like how serious this shit is for me. You know, they realize it's, you know, it doesn't really matter what the fuck I'm saying. You know, it's something that I'm loving and something that I'm doing well. So
right,
I should just be happy.
Basically, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Basically, you just want to be a representation of your generation.
Absolutely.
That's dope. That's super dope, man. So who's your musical inspiration? Who do you aspire like to have like a similar career? I heard you mention Lauryn Hill. I heard you mention Prince. Those are pretty lofty goals, but I like where that's coming from. What's wrong?
To me, man, like hip hop is definitely a big influence for me.
Right.
Huge, you know what I mean? And yes, I'm a singer, but that's just like what brought me to do this. It was just like hip hop music, and you know, and people putting together projects and doing it well. You know, painting a picture, and I wanted to do that. And as far as people that I look up to,
right,
really look up to is Currency. And
Currency, well, that's good.
And honestly, man, because what that man's done is he's garnered respect from people in high places in this music industry,
right,
and well known, huge fan base. You know what I mean? And this guy could get up and go to a McDonald's and, you know, and walk around the mall. He can do whatever he wants. He's not like in the spotlight like that, but you know, he's making consistent money, and his fan base is there to purchase his music always. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just somebody that just has like a huge portfolio and great projects. You know, great pen game, man. You know what I mean? And that's what I really appreciate about him, and that's where I want to get to. It's just like notepads just all over the place. You know, rather than this notepad in my, you know, my phone. You know what I mean? I want to get to, you know, just like being in a space and just fucking writing, dude. You know what I mean? Just getting a bunch of shit out and just putting together a bunch of music. You know what I mean? Just putting it into a bunch of EPs, a bunch of like concept albums, and just pushing that shit. The portfolio, man, is what's the goal. It's just to get that shit huge.
I like it, bro. So basically, you want to have your music just be ever changing, ever evolving.
Absolutely.
That's dope, man. That's dope. So, when you're writing, what's your inspiration while you're writing? Like, what are you thinking about when you're writing? What will get you in the zone? What gets you ready to write?
For sure, you know, you gotta have my spliff. You know, I gotta roll up. You know, I gotta do my thing. Do love to, you know, coast around Sunrise where I grew up, and past experiences, man. Just like scrolling through old photos, like anything could like get a creative right out of me, and like there's so many different things that have come to, songs get written in like 25 minutes, some take like 2 weeks, it just depends.
Right, it just depends on how you're feeling with the vibe.
Basically.
Right, so I want to talk about one of your songs, the song, Naive.
Okay.
Tell me about it. What's the inspiration by that song? I like the vibe. It's a very mellow song. It's very, man. There's a word to describe that. It's almost, you're coming from almost like a melancholy place with the song, but I like the way you put it onto the music.
I hear you. Got you. Appreciate you. Naive would be the single for my upcoming EP, Noodle EP, and that track, man, it was just like, whenever I hear myself sing and I hear that track back, it's almost like I hear previous me singing to myself, and because those are like I said, the memories and like all the experiences that I had in the past that brings those rights to, and like me messing around with women back in the day, and at a point me and a young man, and look good, and I guess these women were just like using me in a sense, you know what I mean? Like these young college girls, like all they wanted to do was get high, bro. You know what I mean? They didn't really want my time, they just wanted to smoke. They knew I had it, invite me over. Me naively thinking it's just,
That's deep, bro. That's deep.
That's
super deep, man. That's super deep. So, I know you're talking about your new EP. Tell me about your old EP, The Flamingo Kid. What's the inspiration behind the EP, man? You got a bunch of different songs. You got a bunch of different instrumentals. It's got a super good vibe. It's kind of all over the place with the vibe, but all the vibe feels as good.
Appreciate you.
Tell me about it.
Flamingo Kid is just a concept album, just about I guess you could say, for me, it's a day in day for me as I lived and moved around Sunrise. And Flamingo is a huge influence behind, I guess, that album, The Road, because it was a road I was commuting on. It was a road that, as far as like everything is on, like if I want to go to the movies or, go grab some sneakers, like Sawgrass is right there. Flamingo Road is the road. So, and I've lived there since I was 8, so I know that road well and that area well. And I don't know, man. It was just like good music for those locations. Like if you ever get the chance, man, you want to hear some good music and paint a picture, like just take a trip around Sawgrass. Just drive that bitch twice, and the album's done. I promise. And that shit is, you'll see exactly what I was painting. You know what I mean? What I was saying. And I mean, it's probably my favorite album to date. I'm really proud of it. You know what I mean? I love it a lot. And the music on it is really like probably my favorite bits of it. You know what I mean? Just musically, like that album sounds great to me. Like if I didn't have any lyric on it at all and it was just a beats album, it would still play hard for me. And that's my producer, Duke. He's doing his thing. You know what I mean? So as long as Duke is making great music like that, I have no choice but to keep being, inspired and keep writing.
Of course, I feel you. So back to the, those instrumentals on that album. Tell me, like, what inspired the choices? Like, cause like I said, you got a couple of different things going on. What inspired those choices as far as the instrumentals are concerned?
It's like my beat selection is really weird, and that's probably one of my favorite parts of my process is beat selection, chopping with Duke, and like creating and watching him do his thing while I'm there. Because the times we go to the studio and I'm just literally there, just not writing, not doing anything, but watching Duke and hearing him, and he's asking me what I want, what do I like, what do I hear, and it was. For that, it was just more, I guess, like morning vibe, smoker vibe. Just light a spliff, like on your way to work, kind of chill, like nostalgic.
Smoke music.
Smoking music, man. Like basically, like I wanted to have like that guy that's waking up at 5 a.m. And commuting to like a 45-minute job. You know what I mean? He don't know what to put on his iPod in the morning or whatever. Like. My album's the album to play. Like Flamingo Kid is the album to play. Trust me, man.
I feel you. So, off of Flamingo Kid, what's your favorite song? What's the song that you made it and you were just like, wow, this is great. This is the best thing I've ever made. This is great. Like at the time, what was it?
I wouldn't even say it was probably like the best thing I ever made, but I do love Royal a lot. Like Royal is my favorite track because I could say like that track was written in like 25 minutes, done real quick, and it was just you just get in a space, man, and just like it hits, you know, and you know exactly what you want to say. Like when I got the beat, like it was done literally 30 minutes later.
Right.
You couldn't believe it.
The
So,
minute you heard the beat, you just felt it.
and I love that beat to this day because that's another beat that you could just literally loop for like 10 minutes and it just sounds like it's supposed to go on. It's never supposed to end. That's why I love it so much, I guess. And it's the end of the album, and I hate to end the album. You know what I mean? Just know that the music is done. So for that beat to be the last track is pretty dope.
I feel you. So I know earlier we were talking about, you know, the reason why you're making music for the generation, you know, but a lot of people out here, when they're making music, they're making it for the fame, they're making it for the fortune. Would you say you're making it for those two things, or are you making it just for your entirely own thing? I get the generation thing, but like elaborate on that for me a little bit.
For me, man, it's like I said, I look up to this nigga Spitter a lot, man. Like, and what he's done with the game it's phenomenal. It's really it's eye opening, and it shows me that there's a bunch of different lanes, and I don't have to sell out to get there. And just to garner respect from the people that I respect, man, that's all I really want. You know what I mean? Just to people like, oh, that's fucking Mal. Like, they come here, they come to Broward. Like, it's not just Kodak. Like, this nigga Mal stays here too. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm glad you brought up Kodak, bro. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions about some things going on recently, you know. How do you feel about Kodak Black also being from Broward? I know a lot of people hear him, and he's super trappy, he's super gangster, you know. He has this whole different vibe, and your vibe is, if his vibe is in right field, your vibe is out the park in left field.
Hey man, like, hats off to the dude, he's doing this thing. I can honestly say, like, even though he is doing a trap thing, I do appreciate his music because I can tell he's not biting, you know what I mean? It's authentic.
Right.
That's him, you know what I mean? That's really where he's from, that's really how he speaks, you know what I mean? It's no joke, like, that's real shit. So, you know, as long as it's like it comes off authentic and it's real, like, I'm straight with it. I actually do fuck with his music, I could say that. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, and just another thing as far as things going on currently, I know recently, you know, you have Chance the Rapper winning a Grammy as an unsigned artist. Are you trying to do this unsigned? Are you trying to do this with a label? Like, where are you going at with this?
Hats off to Chance, man. That's dope. And, yeah, man, like, that is the goal, man. Like, that's the dream. He did it, you know what I mean? And that should be the primary dream for all upcoming artists right now, you know what I mean? Don't sell out. You shouldn't feel like you need to, like, sign your soul away to this label and they have full rights over your music. Like, this man has a SoundCloud and a SoundCloud alone. And he has a Grammy fucking trophy in his house, you know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing that I'm missing in the scenario right there is the Grammy, you know what I mean? All I gotta do is keep doing the work just like he did, you know what I mean? And to anybody else, like, upcoming, like, just to know, like, you don't need to sell out. And it's too many people doing it nowadays and too much fake music. Like, it's too much shit in the radio. There's too much shit on the internet. Like, there's not a lot of good music out there because people feel like they have to, like, adapt and, like, make this certain sound.
Right, so you're not into the individuals who are biting style from others, basically.
No, not at all. It's not cool. Not cool.
Bro, thank you for your time, bro. Real quickly, just, you know, tell your fans out there, you know, something about yourself. You know, let them know why you're making music, why you're making the music. Just let them know how you feel. To give your fans a message.
Man, keep looking out for some music, man. This year's huge. 2017 is the fucking year. Like, you guys for sure can have a project, maybe 2, maybe 3. I'm working on, like, a visual EP as well, man. So just keep looking out, man. Like, the portfolio is just gonna keep getting bigger from now on. And performances, man. Performances. For sure here in Broward first, and then moving right up the coast, doing as much as I can.
All right, bro. Thank you for your time, bro. We appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, dude.
Thank you.